First order of business. Go take a goddamn shower. Use ours across the hall. Well, if it isn't Lily's newest friend. Dinner tonight is in celebration of those dogs you and Lily freed. Hope you like razor grain spaghetti.
You take as long as you need, Bob. You hear? We're gonna stick around here a little longer. The sheriff has some power armor business with Zeke to take care of before we leave. Thanks again for coming all the way out here. Looks like Lily's got a knack for choosing her friends well. We'll see you back at the city later.
Oh, no. We're getting you fed first, buddy. That was a good thing you guys did out there.
Silence is respect at a time like this.
Not right now, but I found an old instruction manual for the installation of a soda fountain that didn't make it here before the war. If it looks like something doable, I could use someone to go out into that goddamn hellhole and find me the pots. I'll let you know. Well, look what the friggin' cat dragged in. Is that a soda fountain in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Wow! Ain't she a beauty? You did real good, my friend, real good. It's even got an intact spare gasket kit and the installation pipes. This will definitely do very nicely. It's exactly what I was looking for. Here, pal, you earned this. Let me know when you're ready to head back out there. I was hoping you'd ask after I saw that soda fountain. It went a long way to making my own soda on site, but there's still some work to be done. Did you hit your head or something? I just offered your work. Quit wasting my time, dumbass. You want it or not. That's a good idea. When I'm manning my counter. Not so much right now. Slow down there, pal. I gave you a job. Finish it first, then come and see me. Gonna put it on a shelf and make no money with it, huh? You must be a special kind of stable genius. You see, I got a problem, my friend. I need carbon dioxide for the soda, and I need a steady supply to make the fountain turn a profit. Myrna got me enough for a few weeks at most, but like the frickin' bottled soda, no more is being manufactured. It's a limited supply. I got a line of some more tanks that I need you to get for me. And I'll pay well. But I need you to hurry. Lily's Brahmin is out there with them. All you gotta do is load up the tanks and bring her back to Diamond City. Long term, I need to figure out how to make CO2 on site. So I'm gonna go talk to Dr. McClintock and see if we can make some of it down here. Okay. Well, let me know if you have any questions. Go find the Brahmin, load up the CO2 tanks, escort it back here, and I make you general of the left field diner. Quite a deal, huh? Now get out there before something makes a snack of my Brahmin. I swear to God, watching you work is like watching turtles fuck. Right. So you lost my Brahmin and the tanks. Is that what you're telling me here? No friggin' soda? No goddamn hamburgers next week? Because that's what I'm hearing. Look, this puts me in a bind in the short term, but I spoke to Dr. McClintock while you're out getting my overhead killed. She said we could generate CO2. Come talk to me after you have a shower and the robot's done cleaning up. We'll talk business again. Well, look who returns from the dusty wasteland. What an image you strike. You need your own entrance music, my friend. You also need a shower. You smell like a pile of Brahmin shit. So, how'd it go out there? Get those tanks? How's my Brahmin? You're sorry. I'm almost out of CO2, and I'm gonna have to serve cat burgers for lunch this week, and you're sorry? I'm out a lot of caps here, and I've got Brahmin shit on the floor. Take a goddamn shower, you troglodyte. Hey, Twisted Mister. Quit hovering there like you've got a magnet on your fucking head. Get those funky tentacle arms over here and clean the shit off this floor. How little Brahmin meat I now have left notwithstanding, I only got a few tanks of CO2 on hand. Enough for a couple of months. I spoke to the doc, and she told me how to make it on site. Some parts like the flaming fuel and bone meal are easy to come by. Other parts, like the compressor and injector valves, a bit harder to come by. That's where you come in. That's what a general is for, right? Manual labor. Yeah, I got work for you. This one isn't a walk in the park like the others, though. Not at the moment, my friend. We'll see how the soda machine you helped get together works, and I'll let you know if I need any of the parts or refills. That's great news. This'll keep me in business for a while. I'll pay Sheffield and Nuka-Cola to go fetch the tanks and publicly debase himself later. That's great news. This'll keep me in business for a while. I'll pay Sheffield and Nuka-Cola to go fetch the tanks and publicly debase himself later. And you, my pungent, capable friend, I hereby promote you to General of the Left Field Diner, with all the privilege and benefits of the title. And you, my pungent, capable friend, I hereby promote you to General of the Left Field Diner, with all the privilege and benefits of the title. First order of business. Go take a goddamn shower. Use ours across the hall. Then come see when you're ready for another job, General. I'll have to talk to the doctor about generating CO2 on site long term. But for now, I got a pretty hairy job that I think you can handle. Well, look who returns from the dusty wasteland. What an image you strike. You need your own entrance music, my friend. Oh God. And a shower. That smell tells me you found the Brahmin. Did it shit on you? Oh God. What the hell did you feed it? A fucking pile of ghoul diarrhea wrapped in Soup Mutant's underwear? Ugh. Tell me you at least got the tanks in return for this horror. I suppose you deserve something in return for smelling like that. I just kinda figured you'd want something more than big, heavy, worthless tanks. Don't tell me you managed to get those CO2 tanks back here already. A lone wanderer returns. What can I do for you?
She said we could generate CO2, but I got a lot of reading up to do on it. So give me some time and I might have some more work for you.
That's great news. This'll keep me in business for a while. I'll pay Sheffield and Nuka-Cola to go fetch the tanks and publicly debase himself later. And you, my pungent, capable friend, I hereby promote you to General of the Left Field Diner, with all the privilege and benefits of the title.
First order of business, go take a goddamn shower. Use ours across the hall.
You're the gift that keeps on giving, huh? Okay. So that Brahmin and those tanks are waiting for you behind Beantown Brewery. You need to get out there fast. She's in a very vulnerable position right now, and there's a lot of assholes and beasties would love to eat her. And her IBS flares up when she gets nervous. The faster you go, the less crap you have to deal with. Literally. Thanks to you, I got enough CO2 to last me a few months. But that isn't much help long term. So I spoke to the doctor about making the stuff. I've already got some of the parts. Others like flaming fuel I can get from Myrna. But some of that shit is hard to come by. So I need your help.
I did, but it's spaghetti again. Twisted Mister had to finalize the meal by himself, so I had to make it something he couldn't fuck up. But the bread is piping hot. I took it out of the oven myself when I got back from the greenhouse. That makes me feel better, Lil. I was worried it'd be too regular for your wedding day. You guys are gonna like what I did with it, though. I want to point out here, I just heard you all say you're looking forward to the future with hope. If I say anything more, I'm gonna cry. So just don't forget today, guys. We won't get many like them. As I was saying, ground it up pretty fine, a lot finer than Wellandham's canned shit. And I mix it with the flour and press that into the spaghetti. Not too much, though. I just want to bring out the flavor, not make you guys hate it. So spaghetti's gonna have just a small bite to it today. Well, I diced them up, dried that, and ran it through the coffee grinder. So, we're all here, we're all hungry, the food's hot. I want to say congratulations to Lily and Rizzo. And I want to say welcome, Rizzo, to the Bleachers and the family. This is your first dinner night of many, my friend. Finally, I want to say we should eat before shit gets cold. Oh, you gotta hear about this one, Bob. The Atom Cats got their own damn sea monster out there off the peninsula. I take it they didn't just hand it over willingly. I'm with Rizzo. You can't keep doing this. Out with it. Those fucking holotapes are everywhere. It's crazy how many Lily and me threw away when assembling all the songs we could find for the diner radio. Like Diamond City doesn't already have a serious trash problem without them adding to it. They're a goddamn pain in the ass is what they are. If it's anything like Bob's other plans, I assume you only needed a tack hammer, and you did it in safety from the other side of the Commonwealth. How'd you get through that? I figure they weren't about to let you just walk in there and start digging into their roof. Whenever I hear one of those stories, Rizzo, it really drives home the message that you should stay on the department's good side. Good to see you made it. Now stand over there and keep quiet so we can eat sooner. I'm sure I speak for everyone here, Lily, when I say we're truly happy for you and Rizzo today. But today almost wasn't, because not that long ago, we thought we had lost Lily. I remember where I was when Bob told me what I was doing, and I bet the rest of us here do as well. That's how hard the news hit. It was like the brightest light in the Commonwealth was extinguished, and our world was a lot darker when we thought we'd never get to see that fire again. Her bright light that makes each day memorable. I've known Lily pretty much her whole life. She's the closest thing I got to a younger sister. I also see a lot of people come and go from the diner. They all blur one into the other. Just more wastelanders like me and the rest of them. But not Lily. You always remember Lily. You remember her fire. You guys ready? And Lily, repeat after me. I, Lily Atomcat, do take you, Richard Zohar, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, to love like crazy, To put our kids into T60s the moment they can open one on their own. To break the legs of anyone who messes with you or our kids. Or our T60s. To cry to you when my T60 breaks. To love you and only you. To share my life with you and be by your side for the rest of my days. Until death do us part. Then, by the power vested in me when you asked me to do this, and 3 Nuka-Cola Darks, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Nobody objects? Thank God for small miracles. That could have gotten ugly. You about ready over there, Lily? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the matrimony. Will you two shut up and let me do my job? Right, I'll skip the boring shit then. Lily. I mean it though. When Bob discovered it was just a synth duplicate well, that's not why we're here anyway. I just want to say this. Not long ago I was speaking at your funeral, Lily, and we had no idea how we'd go on. Today, I'm speaking at your wedding, and that really makes today something extra special, and it makes today a happy day. I, Richard Zohar, do take you, Lily Adamcat, as my lawfully wedded wife, to honor and to hold, to love you and only you, to listen to you cry when your T60 breaks, to not switch your coffee to decaf, to whoop the ass out of anyone who messes with you, to raise a herd of kids to torture Uncle DP, Aunt Sheriff, and Aunt Babs, and to do everything you tell me if I know what's good for me, until death do us part. If anyone can think of any reason why these two should not be married, speak now so Lily can break your kneecaps after the ceremony. Let's go eat, guys. Twisted Mister's probably got everything set up by now. You about ready over there, Lily? I've been trying to get her to wait until everyone gets here. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot to tell. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? There's something you don't see every day. Wait, what? Why? What did she ever do to him? I doubt they'd even ever met. I guess I could see his point of view. That's really fucked up. I'm glad you showed up when you did, because knowing the Gunners, he was either going to be sold or killed when they were done. Oh, for sure. I didn't say it was her fault. I just said I could see his point of view. I mean, think about it. He's out there, minding his own shit. One day, some Gunners with a bone to pick with the sheriff show up and turn him into a slave as part of a plan to get back at her. A little nobody like him out on the edge of nowhere? He was enjoying the status quo. Not being noticed is a big advantage in this world. Someone that unimportant. His only real danger was being replaced by a synth because the Institute makes no sense. Nobody else would bother with him. None of that would have happened if the sheriff stopped with beating the Gunners. But well, we were both there and we both helped. One thing I've learned is people keep tracing back blame and stop whenever it's most convenient to fit the story they want to be true. Another thing I learned is that the tougher the problem, the more complicated it is to fix. There's no such thing as an easy fix for a tough problem. What I'm saying is there's no easy answer here. You and Kuda both make good points, and that just might be as good as it gets. The sheriff acted the way she thought was right and most effective. And it was. But nobody could have known Kuda would suffer for it years later. Been hearing that my whole life. I must look really stupid because I've never felt smart a day in my life. Really? Oh, you really think so? Oh no. You won't believe what I was able to pull off for this one. You know those chili pepper things you dropped off the other day, Bob? No, I'm not an idiot. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm just not that severe an idiot. I just use it to grind up the Would you just listen for a second? You throw enough shit at the wall, eventually something'll stick. Sorry, Lil. You got it. Just for today, though. Glad to hear my inane rambling sometimes does some good. Sounds amazing. I'd love to see it sometime. Kaboom! Good thinking, Lily. Whoa, sorry, Lily. I didn't mean it like that. Just wasn't going all the way out to Nuka World a little drastic? I didn't mean for you to do that. You're right. I'm sorry, Lily. Mags deserve it. I just worry about you since the kidnapping. We all do. I'm glad you got her, though. Real glad. It's okay, Lil. You're my little sister. Always have been. I'm not judging you. Why don't you tell us what you did to Mag so I can smile about it? You what? Ha ha! Oof! I bet the Gunners were surprised to see you when you got to the other side. Hell yeah! You see, Rizzo? This is why the smart people like me and Bab stay behind that wall. And they just left the intel lying around? Huh. Good point. How'd you guys end up getting in? I mean, those things are designed to keep Armageddon out. And while you're a handful, Lil, you ain't Armageddon. At least not once you've had your morning coffee. You about ready over there, Lily? She took it really personally. I feel the same way if someone came in here and started smashing up my glass. Given your feelings towards raiders, I can assume there's no pumpkin king or queen no more. You got that right. There's always another shit who's not above making a few fresh dead bodies to pick clean if they run out of old ones. You mean that monorail car you wanted all that water for a couple years ago? You're shitting me. All right. Speaking of raiders, it's time to fess up. I've heard a lot of merchant chatter about a giant upset in the Nuka World Raiders. They say someone killed 3 Diamond City expatriates who headed up a gang over there not long ago. It shook up the trade over there some. The same 3 Diamond City expatriates you had justifiably swore to kill if it was the last thing you did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but last dinner night, I told you about them and where they were. I got a feeling this ain't a coincidence. Holy shit! Give me a chance at least, Lil. So you used the questionable keycard of unsanitary origin to get in. Then what? You mean those jackasses really do run around in Halloween costumes and shit? Ha! You are so busted, Sheriff. Don't worry, though. I won't tell anyone. Yeah, me either. I think I'm good on the details. Before I begin, I want to stress to those here that they wrote their own vows. So let's get on with it.
So I got to thinking about those dogs Lily and her friend rescued last night before I fell asleep. You know, those Atom Cats really are something else. A bunch of kids. Got their hands on some T-60 power armor. They could have easily turned out as raiders or worse. But not them. They're helping settlements out there and taking dogs in. How awesome is that? Yeah, they're so far east of here they might as well be in another country. I'm sure she's doing what she can. She knows they're good people. But right now, all we can do is hope while you and the sheriff keep working. Of course, Bob. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to work here. I'll see you for dinner. Thanks. I try. As I was saying, we got some extra kick in the sauce tonight with that pepper. I got some cloves, molasses, and cinnamon too. So the honey tonight is going to be unlike anything we ever had before. Make sure you get some of that on the bread too. Bob brings one of her nude. That was my next guess. Anyway, it's a strong-ass magnet. I don't try to understand neither, Lily. Anyway, she puts this thing on Wellingham's head. He immediately goes haywire. Tripped his Mr. Gutsy switch. But since he's got the wrong hardware, he basically just started screaming, "Communists!" and spraying everyone down with his dishwasher jet. Ann Codman runs out of that little corral of a restaurant screaming her head off. And of course that dunce husband of hers runs after her. And since it's the Codmans, every security guard is more concerned with kissing her ass and helping than figuring out what's wrong with Wellingham. Haha, you're telling me. I've been saying it since I saw his mother drop him on his head. That Danny Sullivan kid is as useless as tits on a synth. Long story short, it was just us and a neutered Mr. Gutsy up there after a few seconds. I stuffed some spices into my jacket. Bob grabbed us a recipe box, and we're out of there. Real smooth. I hope. Well, and it will probably be okay. Last I saw he was asking random strangers to enlist in the army. Haha, that seems to be the general consensus around here. I think she's telling the truth. Mostly because it was too detailed and too soon after it happened. Not because she wouldn't exaggerate. That and it's just too goddamn funny. That and I want it to be true. Very impressive, Lily. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know just how crazy you were. I'm glad you did it. Even more glad you're on our side. Hey, this is a happy occasion. We got a lot of doggos a new home, and these two got rid of a few more raiders. And don't forget the spices we got. Damn! Speaking of raiders, is it true what Lily said? Pop that fucker in the knee and let the dogs finish him off? I knew it! There's no way you shot that guy in the knee and forced him into the cage. I told you that you were full of it right away. There's the hero of the hour. I got a new batch of mom spaghetti just pressed yesterday. Welcome back. Introduce you in some of our famous mom spaghetti. Made from ground razor grain right here in-house. How's it going? We got some delicious honey and mead right here from Dr. McClintock's greenhouse. It's got an excellent shelf life for the traveler. Now you're talking. All the Matic cats are going to be green with envy. You get a chance to look at that motor you nabbed yet, Lily? Does it look like it still works? I ain't never seen a working vehicle yet. You be sure to let me know when you take it out for the first time. I want to be there. The what now? Yeah, what you just said. The what, a where? Who? But I could swear you just said, oh yeah. Yeah. The sauce. Of course. Food and drinks for the citizens and security, mostly. Myrna managed to scrape together a working cooling unit. We actually have cold soda. This is the left field, my friend. A little piece of Nuka World put here just before the bombs fell, if the records we found were to be believed. It was a smart business move, you ask me. Folks on a trip will spend any amount of money to shut the kids up. Think of the markup. I was chasing after a cat one day and it squeezed between some plywood behind a huge pile of lawnmowers. I was pretty hungry, so I kept after it. Pull some wood down and I find this place all boarded up, like the rest of the city. Makes you wonder what else is out there. Hi, welcome to Left Field. The jewel of the great green jewel of the Commonwealth. A little slice of Nuka World, without all the assholes to fuck it up. Mr. Dr. Pepper at your service. Owner and operator of this beautiful establishment. What can I help you with? You think someone can be so witless that their unwitting cooperation is so blatant it looks like collusion? Asking for McDonough. And others. Coldest drinks in the Commonwealth? Only cold drinks in the Commonwealth. Why split hairs? Okay. Well, let me know if you change your mind. Beautiful, isn't it? They say Wa reveals your true self. One man saw the blast, and he found his true self on that fateful day, 200 years ago. He weighed the sum of his life, his hopes, and dreams. He looked at his family, and only one thing entered his mind. Boarding up a novelty diner. Our hero did what no other man could that day. Left his family for dead in a hellish, blast-scorched radiation furnace, and went to get some plywood. Thanks to that moron's family's unwitting sacrifice, we can have a cold one in this beautiful diner today. So make your order count. Cute story, huh? So, you thirsty or you want to trade? I'm always buying sealed soda and recipes. I realize it's not easy to get to, but looking for it shouldn't be an issue. It should be exactly where the invoices said it was. Go find the shipment of concentrated Nuka syrup that was marked for the invoice I gave you. It's in the bottling plant in Nuka World. Well, well. You've returned from your trip to the cursed home of Vim. Can I assume that unwieldy-looking set of pipes and valves is the injector? Sorry, pal. Catch me when I'm at my counter. It's me time right now. Sure thing. We talking trade or service? We got a nice selection of soda today. Make sure to bring any Nuka mixes back, too. I'll buy 'em every time. Sorry, my friend. Diner isn't open right now. Try tomorrow morning. Hey there, General. Any luck getting over to Nuka World and that soda syrup yet? Don't tell me you got those assemblies from the Vim factory already. Wait. You didn't eat some shrooms and join that damn radiation cult, did you? Hey. Looks like you got my message. Dr. M said I could borrow you for a while. I was wondering if you'd like to do a few jobs for me. I'm finally ready to get that soda fountain I mentioned at dinner up and running, once I get the parts I need. Welcome back. Feeling a little thirsty, maybe? You ever tried Nuka Rush on an empty stomach? Man, I didn't know which end to put on the toilet.
Hey, playing me is easy. You just gotta give out shitty medical advice and try to sell them Nuka-Cola. Cute. Have it your way, asshole. Easy for you to say. You're a walking arsenal of insecurity and overcompensation. I'm not so handy in a fight, and I never pretended to be. But I'm not worried as long as I stay behind the wall here, which I can do for a couple of weeks. I'm glad they're doing something about this right away all the same. I don't doubt that. I don't know how handy you are with gunners, but the FSD, they're real good at killing gunners. Real good. You'll see. The worst part is I don't know nothing about how the FSD operates, but the gunners don't know that. If they got me, they torture me to death trying to get the info I don't have in the first place. Bob, however, between you and me, if Dan's the sheriff's right hand, Bob's her brain. She knows their operations inside and out. She ain't got no official rank, but even the lieutenants do what she tells them. She gets caught, and the Institute might as well have an open book on damn near everything that goes on in that place. What's worse, they'd have Bob. And, I could barely stand losing Lily. No, I mean it. I'm not a complete fool, just 95% fool. I know you all see how I feel about Bob. I love her. And even if she's still trying to make up her mind about me, that doesn't change anything for me. Whatever the sheriff has planned, I know it's not over tonight. She don't play the short game, but tonight is where you make sure Bob is safe. And you've got my personal gratitude for that. Stop by the shop sometime after it's over for some free lunch and as much Nuka-Cola as you can carry, okay? I'm talking the Vim factory, where taste buds go to die. That's a haunted island, my friend.
Restless ghosts roam the forest mist, cursed forever. They say the screams from the first Vim taste test echo through the woods still today. Rumor has it many a soul was lost at that sampling event. The islanders commemorate it every year to this day with a dark holiday. The Great Widow-making. That's my general. I don't know much about that place. It's pretty far away for the small world we live in these days. I just know what I hear from the merchant rumors. I lived in Diamond City my whole life. I remember Nick Valentine had dealings with someone crazy enough to go up there a long time ago. If you don't already know how to get up there, you might want to stop by asking him about his business associate. Maybe that'll get you started. You see, I got the parts I need to make the CO2. But I need the parts to compress and bottle it too. Problem is, they only fit within their own brand. The culprit pricks did it that way to snare a customer and force them to use only their parts for any repairs or upgrades after the purchase. So I got a half-complete CO2 generator, but it's the same brand that Vim used in their bottling plants, not Nuka, which sucks balls hard. The most likely spot to find the rest of the parts, then, is the closest Vim factory. Way the fuck up in Far Harbor where angels fear to tread. You see, I need the parts that fit the assemblies I already got for generating CO2, which is a separate machine from the soda fountain. The good news is the parts are all in the same spot. Probably. If the scaver I paid the info for was to be trusted. And he's usually good. The bad news? You're going into the heart of the beast, my friend. Right to the nerve center of the great Satan himself. A pilgrim in an unholy land. No, I'm serious. There's supposed to be a big Child of Adam cult up there. They have a Vim drinking initiation ritual. They say it drives them insane. They think they see the face of Adam. But really, they probably got food poisoning and are tripping balls from their shrooms. Still, I don't doubt it's the Vim what drives them mad. Worshipping radiation and shit. Did you know Stimpaks can cause autism? Best to keep away from them and take them on your own schedule. Do your own research on terminals. Just like me. Solomon told me he read up about essential oils. Now he drinks a tablespoon of organic motor oil every morning. He says it's really loosened up his joints. Free tip. If you're bored, you can pay Sheffield and Nuka-Cola to debase himself publicly. That guy'll do anything for a bottle. He's got issues. Sounds kinda boring. Well, I suppose that's what they were designed for. Nothing changes, nothing unexpected, and nothing exciting. For what it's worth. We're glad you moved here too, Bob. Heh, that's pretty funny. I gotta admit, I like it here at the end of the day. We are sitting in quite the work of art. What's going on? Ah, I bet. You don't come across stupid on that level every day, do you? Oh yeah? What's the word back on the home front? After nuclear war and 200 years of continuous use, it's amazing the place still runs at all. What did Carla say about your friends? I gotta get back to some lunch customers. I'll see you this evening, Bob. It's not an easy job, that's for sure. Once Vim moved in, that island went downhill fast. Many unnatural things walked those woods. I need a specialty CO2 compressor and injector assembly found on that sixth plane of hell. The Vim factory. It's the only one that fits the parts I've already collected. Watch out for the ghosts on that island, though. They'll drag your soul down to Vim hell. Yes, Lily. So anyway, not to change the subject, but speaking of what Lily would have wanted, Bob and I had a long talk while you were out getting that injector, and we agreed we found something Lily would want you to have. But I'm not too good with this kind of stuff, so Bob offered to tell you. She said to come see her at a greenhouse during business hours to get it sorted. Gonna put it on a shelf and make no money with it, huh? With business acumen that bad, you should have run for president with your daddy's money. Look at this! Look at this! Finally! After years of trying to decipher that damn manual and waiting for those fuckheads to leave Nuka World. The diner now has a working soda fountain for decades thanks to you, pal. No more trying to find unopened bottles. I can just fill them here. Folks are gonna be talking about this place all over town in A Good Neighbor. We're gonna turn this place into what Lily wanted it to be. You'll see. Yeah, tell me about it. I can smell the super mutant blood on you. I also think you stepped on some of their shit. Cakewalk? I know super mutant blood when I smell it. You're a good fighter, my friend. And a shitty liar. Be careful up there, my friend. I may have been joking about the Vim, but the merchant rumors about those woods are true. They talk about some sort of slow poison hanging in the trees. That most of the raiders out there have totally cracked and lost their marbles.
Good to hear. Come on, let's get started. Okay, asshole. Maybe you should get going now if you got more important things to do than pay respects to a friend. Dick. All the same, it's not a small task to get here from Diamond City. We all appreciate the effort. The sheriff went to mass chem and recovered Lily's body for us. There's no burial plots in Diamond City, so we brought her to her second home. We all agreed she'd like a view of the ocean the most, and Rizzo wanted to be able to watch over her grave. So here we are. Of course, Bob. So Doc is right. Me, Lily, and Zeke here grew up in Diamond City. And I don't need to tell you that Lily was the toughest little girl I ever met. Her parents were killed by raiders when she was just a toddler. Trash Can Carla found her hiding in some bushes by their bodies. Carla brought her to the city and left her with the first guard she found. The rest is Lily's story. If you call anything in Diamond City the streets. Well, and that's where she grew up. Always getting into fights. Always coming to my mom to clean and wash another black eye or bloody nose when she'd fight her bullies. My mom would offer to take her in. So did Becky and Kathy. But Lily said handouts weren't her style. She was saying that at 5 years old. And that's what I remember most about Lily. She started making her own way in this hell before she lost all her baby teeth. She was some kind of rat badger or something, 'cause she just didn't give a fuck. She went out and did Lily. I'm gonna miss you, little hellion. The sheriff is gonna escort us back to Diamond City. We can take care of Bob. We'll see you back there, okay?
Oh! You guys are still trying, right? Ding ding, order up. 1 grenade. Busy day today. Take a number, bitches. Well, I sure as hell ain't cleaning that up later. Did you see that? Holy shit, I'm awesome. Remember, guys, these are supposed to look like accidents. Have a grenade and a smile. I'd like to buy you guys a nuke. And teach you some humility. Share a nuke with you, shithead. Refresh yourself, assholes. You're not gonna get very far in my organization with that attitude. One less douche to drink my nuka supply. Today's special, lead enema. Can't beat that feeling. Have a nuke. On me. It's not every day something like this happens in the Commonwealth. It was a good reason to celebrate. You have a good night. See you tomorrow, Bob. Hey, you be careful up there, Lily. A lot of raiders up in Monsignor Plaza would love to get a hold of your jacket. Maybe even you personally by now. Of course, Sheriff. Have a good night now. That's what I'm talking about, you two. You just ventilated a bunch of raiders for a motorcycle and something that they were making money off of. These guys ain't all dumb. Some of them make power armor out of trash. They'll know who did this. They're not the type to forgive and forget. Night, Lily. Well then. Looks like that's dinner, huh? I hope you liked it. I served both the spaghetti and that honey here if you're interested in more. If you'll excuse me, I got a lot of cleaning to do before I can close up for the night. You take care, my friend. Look under the cat, motherfucker. You just want an ass beating. Ah! You asshole! Ow! You asshole!
There you are.
Huh? The what now? Mission. All right. I gotcha. Yeah, the mission. You make a good Minutemen general, buddy. Search the diners and restaurants around the Commonwealth for a soda fountain. Try to get any installation plumbing that might be attached. Hey there. Any luck finding that soda fountain yet? Or from Wiseman directly. I mean, he gave Trash Can Carl a message specifically for me. But it's nice to hear from an old friend. He wants me to visit. Says he misses his old friends, but since he's not allowed in Diamond City no more, he'd like for me to come up there. Think I'm gonna take him up on it, too. I could use a vacation. And Wiseman's a good guy, so why not spend a few days up there, huh? Sure. You really mean it? The same. His tallberries were the reason the honey was over the top. Can you imagine how good a 200-year-old farmer must be at the job? He was a ghoul who used to live here in the city before McDumbfuck kicked them all out. Used to do the farming you see down there in the outfield. Turns out, he and some of his friends started a settlement way up north of here in an old swimming pool facility. They started growing tallberries out of that old swimming pool of theirs. And damn if they're not the best I've ever had. It's the only dedicated tallberry farm I know of. Can you imagine how good a 250-year-old farmer is at his job? No wonder they're the best. That's my scientist. I can tell you right now. Wiseman will be happy to teach you whatever you want to know. He's a great guy like that. But yeah, I'd love to have some company. We can book a trip with Carl or Doc Weathers. Maybe you can stop by Bunker Hill on the way. Sound good to you?
But until then, the Doc and I had a talk while you were out. And we agreed that there's something Lily would want you to have. And I'm no good at this stuff, so she agreed to tell you. Go find her in a greenhouse during business hours. She's got it there.
That's my general. The good news is I know exactly where it is this time. The bad news is it's in the rumored heart of Raider Central over at Nuka World. They look just like the ones you see behind me, but they'll be in crates marked for shipment to here. 200 years too late, but marked all the same. Did your child go missing, ma'am? I'm sorry about that, but I'm far too busy to talk. I'm the mayor, you know. but you have my thoughts and prayers. Citizens of Diamond City, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, humans and synths. My Institute programmers would like me to run a rebuttal software routine and offer a simulated response to Piper's unfounded accusations. And I promise you I will, the moment it finishes loading, which should be any sec. So I heard you guys over here talking about the jackass. Figured we could use a laugh. So yeah, thanks for coming out again, my friends. It's amazing how you always manage to show up for free food. Tonight, we got mom spaghetti, guaranteed to cure weak knees, heavy arms, and sweaty palms. Careful though, it may stain your shirt. I baked a well-timed batch of fresh hot bread just for dinner, but the tater sauce tonight is something special I worked on just for the occasion. I started with the tato base, of course, but Bob took me through the upper floor of a greenhouse and let me have that. Oh, it didn't end there, Lily. You know how Wellingham's always got some new spices going on about, or a new dish he wants to try? You know, now that you mention it, Lily, it is kind of a strangely specific ingredient for a dish. Alright. Where were we? Oh yeah. So Wellham's always gone on about the crushed red pepper that Latimer got him a few months ago. So I figured this was a good occasion as any to borrow it. Permanently. Without asking.
What's this about, Bob? Why'd you bring me over here? Where she is? Wait, what are you talking about? Hold up, Bob. What's going on? For real, help us out here. No. Normal words. The fuck? You said she didn't have no synth parts, right? You did the autopsy. What's going on? So that brain sucker device she was talking about?
Codman's gonna get her ass in a twist too. Upper stands, just some white picket fence. Anyway, what are we waiting for? Come on guys, let's eat.
You really think Lily might still be alive?
I must say, you have the looks of someone who just hauled back way too much liquid from a post-apocalyptic theme park overrun by raiders. Cakewalk. Right. After dealing with Large March for that many years, I know bullshit when I smell it. And Mirelurk blood. A for effort, though. Yeah, I bet it was. I smelled the Mirelurk guts on you the moment you wafted your potent-smelling ass into my diner, General. Holy shit, that's a big shipment. I'm not gonna ask where you stored it. There's obviously more here than was on the invoice. Nah, for real. We have just a trickle of the World Series crowd this was packed for. Nuclear holocausts are bad for the restaurant business, you know. Forget those bulky bottles I've been using. This stuff is so concentrated, each of these bags can make stacks in my bottle-carrying crates. The roughly 250,000 servings these crates contain will last for, well, over a century if the math Bob showed me how to do is right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wasn't sure the crates would even be there. But I'm looking at more than I ever thought still existed. Right here. I don't know what else to say. Here. I was saving this stash for the schmuck running against McDonough next election day. Take it. You earned it. I still got work for you if you're interested. This working soda fountain is going to be a thing now for a bit with the CO2 I already have. With a couple of pots, we can make our own CO2 and keep it running for decades. Come see me when you're ready.
She's right, Lily. We all had a tough time. But Bob here. No, it's not like that. You don't owe any apologies. I guess we're just trying to say how much we missed you, and how different it was. I mean, we thought you were dead, Lily. But Bob and the sheriff didn't give up. They kept pushing for info on that gas chromie thingy. You better believe we are.
Lucky you didn't get caught and have your head drilled out for the info. We already told you we got no issues with Rizzo moving in with you. If something happens to Zeke and his crew, tell them they can come here. Let them know we'll put them up in the storeroom for a bit if nothing else. We got enough hammocks for them all. What's the problem? So I got to thinking about those dogs Lily and her friend rescued last night before I fell asleep. You know, those Atom Cats really are something else. A bunch of kids. Got their hands on some T-60 power armor. They could have easily turned out as raiders or worse. But not them. They're helping settlements out there and taking dogs in. How awesome is that? Bob, I just heard the worst news. Do you know that family farm up by Sanctuary? So how are the plants doing? Well, I was wondering if you'd go check out Polly's cooler. I think it might be dying. Cuts were pretty brown today. Did Lily find you yet, newcomer? She's unofficial security. Don't take it personally. We just had big problems with synths down here. This is no place for synths unless you like their heads on spikes. Best quietly leave and never come back if you are one. And keep it to yourself. One of them runaway synths came down here once, trying to escape the Institute. Dumbest move I ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of them. I tell you, if there's one place more dangerous for them than the Institute, it's down here. I ain't never seen the sheriff angry till that day. She marched down here herself and, well, suffice to say that toast ain't saying and running for much these days. And the Institute? Well, I'm not sure if they can dig deep enough ever to find it. It's just a day in the life down here. You tried our mom's spaghetti yet? I make it right here in shop from raisin grain flour and rad chicken eggs. Then I top it with house tater sauce and grated Brahmin milk cheese. I tell you, those upper stand chumps are still living off the carcass of the old world. We're making something better down here. I might. But I have to tell you, I don't know you from a ferrule. Let me ask around, see if the others think you're alright. Then we can talk. It sure is. Look at the thing. Isn't it a beauty? Lily's friend founded the Cambridge Diner, tucked away from the elements. You got any spares? Yep. That was our Lily, all right. I guess she finally went on that score the Atom Cat's been talking about for years now. If anyone can restore it and get it working, it's her. She's wanted one of those things since I've known her, which is her whole life. Funny girl. Well, here's your radioactive dinner. See you in the greenhouse later? Hi, Bob. I miss it too. So much. Of course, Bob. Anything you need.
There you are, General. I kinda had this feeling it'd be you when I heard Lily had a new sidekick. Glad you took a job offer. Let's hope you don't become feral child like the last one. Anyway, Lieutenant Dan stopped by earlier and told me you're going to be needing a set of my clothes and a hat. I already heard from Bob about how the Gunners have a contract on bringing the two of us to the Institute alive. I've got to assume they want to do the same thing to us they did to Lily. What the fuck is up with that? I don't know nothing about that place. Guess you're playing me for a little bit, huh?
Hey, Bob. Wait till you hear what happened today. I heard some of the deputies talking at lunch. They bagged another railroad agent over and found this triangle. That makes 2 this month. They may be secretive, but they still bleed. That's for damn sure. That's why I like the sheriff's style. The last thing we need is more of them goddamn synths walking around, waiting to go haywire. Retiring synths is fine. But how many of them has one railroad agent helped? Go deeper. Yank it out, root and stem, Bob. You said it yourself. She needs that brain of yours. She said it herself. Let's talk about something else, okay? Smart move, that. Probably got rad roaches in the hotel and everything. Still, this is gonna be fun. Haven't been there in years. I'll talk to Cricket and Lucas next time they're in Diamond City. We can pay them a few caps for some protection when they head over there next. You know, Bob, there's settlements out there right now that could probably use the bees and some of your guidance to keep them alive. I'm not saying McNamara hasn't been a big help, but they're just keeping those bees on ice. These settlements would use them today, given a chance. You could hold a workshop or something, maybe. Tell the merchants to spread the word that the farmers can get the bees in training here. Sounds like we'll be in for a treat. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Hey, Bob. Wait till you hear what happened today. Hey there, Bob. What's up? Oh, yeah? Anything you're allowed to talk about? Good riddance to those fuckheads. Please tell me they didn't have the skill to deal with their own broken mask like we did. Ah, that's my girl. Now you're talking, Bob. Those farmers are going to be naming their kids after you. You wait and see. Of course, Bob. You have a good dinner. I'll see you in the greenhouse later. Hey, afternoon, Bob. Feel like some lunch? Yeah, them. Some fucking raiders killed one of their daughters. Just like that. Right in front of them. Well, they got another little girl. I met a couple years ago. They came down to buy some pump parts from Myrna. I made it a point to go down there and invite them to dinner since I use their taters all the time. We had a really good time, too. Mary. She's just a teenager when I met her. Those Abernathys raised a good daughter. Very polite, too. I remember it. I was real impressed with them all. She must have been around 20-ish, and those fuckers just snuffed her out. They took everything that family had and ever will have with her. Yeah, that's a good idea, Bob. Carla's up there a lot. I can drop her a few caps and let me tag along with her in her guard's next run. You're amazing, Bob. Tonight's on the house. Anything you want. It's taken care of. Ladies and gentlemen of Diamond City, the Institute would like me to I would like to say a few things regarding these rumors. My fellow human beings, of which I am definitely one. Since being elected, despite all of my words, actions, policies, thoughts, and decisions, I assure you, people of Name of City, I am not a level 5 Institute synth operative with special 4B clearance due to extreme depth of infiltration. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm far too busy doing things that human beings do to do my job and search for missing citizens. I'm the human mayor, after all. End of file. Well, I wish the city good luck with that place. I, for one, was very glad you moved into the Bleachers. That news just makes me even more glad. People like you are gonna help bring us out of this McDonough Dark Ages we're in. One thing I learned real quick about Bob is that she's pretty much always right. And on the other side of the cap, you get people like Lily here, going around poking at raider hives, killing them wholesale and pissing them off. Oh yeah? How many of yours in just the last 2 days then? Give me a number. But that's exactly my point. Raiders may deserve what they get, but a desperate one that's just had his whole clan aired out is even worse. Not like I have a problem with it either. I wouldn't stop you from doing you, Lil. You wouldn't be the same. There ain't a soul in the Commonwealth that could stop you, Lily. Pretty sure a behemoth scrotum isn't something I'd want hanging over my head for any length of time, Lily. Way. Carla remembered them from years ago when she heard about it, so she made it a point to tell Polly, who made it a point to tell me. I grew up and went to school with Mags and Billy. You ain't never met two bigger spoiled assholes in your life. Lizzie was more your age, right? Did she tell you why the three of them ain't in Diamond City no more? She's not kidding, Bob. They literally had to put Lily in a holding cell for their protection. I saw it all. Took 3 guards to hold her down. Anyway, it seems Cap's by justice in the wasteland too, because these kids got exiled instead of rotting inside a jail cell. They kept Lily locked up for a fucking week to give those 3 enough of a head start that she couldn't track him down and kill him. So much for Commonwealth justice. Yeah, at the head of a gang big enough to take and hold Nuka World. Patience, Lil. If that gang doesn't eat him alive, you will one day. Ha! Hey, shoot Billy in the nuts for me while I can still feel it, could you? You see, these kids were upper stands kids. Their families have money. It's just that Mags and Billy thought it was their money too. But the parents weren't dying fast enough. So they got tied up in some organized crime they couldn't handle. A lot like Nelson Latimer. I'm assuming it had to do with chems, because they brought Lizzie in on it too. Lily wasn't lying about that girl being smart as fuck. Suffice to say, they got cut a lot of slack for a long time because of the family names. But eventually it got larger than even they could contain. You do gang business inside the city walls, and someone's gonna get killed. Except this time was an innocent girl named April. Speaking of Zeke and folks who grew up in Diamond City, Lil, you remember me telling you how some raider gangs took over Nuka World? One of them gangs is headed up by some folks we both know. Remember Lizzie, Bill, and Mags? Lily here would know who he was. Remember Wiseman and his buddies? Well, you know ghouls used to live in Diamond City before McDipshit kicked them out, right? So I still keep in touch with a few through Doc Weathers. They moved to a big swimming pool facility one of them knew from before the war. Bill was in pretty good shape, so they stayed in that and they farmed some of the best tarberries I've ever tasted out of the pool. Yeah, me either. He had his own ideas of what to do after McDipshit took office, and getting pissed off didn't seem to be one of them. Anyway, the short version of that story is the honey has some tarberry juice in it along with the rest of the spices. I think you'll like it. I sure do. One last big score and I should be able to make everything I need to turn that syrup you got me into soda for the rest of my life. So the music for the jukeboxes was stored on tapes that degraded long ago. They looked pretty, but was stone dead. So Lily dismantled some old radios and put a receiver in each one. It might not be much, but at least you can hear something on them now.
Just how much water we talking here, Bob? Yeah, guys, this is some pretty serious shit we got going on here. Shit, that's a lot of water. I had no idea, Bob. I can scale back operation and turn us back into a bottled soda shop until it's fixed, yeah. Keeping that greenhouse running is more important.
I'm told honey has a shelf life of thousands of years. But still, you don't see much of it left these days. I'm glad the doc makes it for us. Yummy. Hey there. Lily told me how you helped her get that motor out of the plant for her. I ain't seen her this happy since Bob decided to move in. Said you were pretty handy at dispatching some douchebags in the plant, too. I might have some paying jobs for someone like you soon. What do you make of those bee things Dr. M's got in her greenhouse? She says they're probably the only ones left in the Commonwealth. Hey there, Bob. How's the day been treating you? Evening, Bob. Afternoon, Bob. Some dinner, I assume? So the doc was in here while you were out. She told me what happened to Lily. I'm really not sure what to say. I've known her since we were kids. I mean, she was like a sister to me. We're a family down here. And we just lost one of our own. And so meaningless, too. Over some assholes fucking high. But she also told me you found the pricks who did it and buried them. I won't forget that favor. They were punished in this life for their crimes. I know it's not gonna bring it back, but those fucking goddamn assholes won't be able to do this again. And we thank you for that. Yikes! Me and Lily grew up eating that grub. Makes me glad I import from Abernathy Farm for the diner. Turning over the soil won't help none, huh? Well, I wish the city good luck with that place. I, for one, was very glad you moved into the Bleachers. That news just makes me even more glad. Remember I was telling you that big pack of raiders moved into Nuka World last year? They basically enslaved whoever didn't get away or get killed? Did it ever? Turns out it wasn't just a gang of raiders. It was 3 gangs of raiders, Cricket said. Rumor is they don't like each other very much. They're practically at each other's throats. Cricket said the free merchants are boycotting, just waiting for them to eat each other alive. Yeah, no shit. Without salt or pepper. Anyway, some outsider from the wasteland comes in and challenges the leader, barely holding it all together. They put this poor sucker in a rigged fight, and whoever it is pulls it off anyway. Ices their leader stone cold. That's just the thing. They don't. Not really. They're second to step in for now, but he doesn't want the job. And who can blame him? That's why Cricket was so excited. Looks like those shitheads are just gonna eat each other pretty soon. The merchants are licking their chops. Hey Bob, I heard some interesting news from Cricket today. That they did. As you can imagine, the merchants are kinda holding their collective breath. They don't know much about this new leader. They're not sure how it's gonna shake out, or if any change they're coming. Some have family and friends working as slaves there. I will, Bob. I got some customers. You have a good dinner, okay? I'll see you later on. There ain't a soul in the Commonwealth that could stop you, Lily. Pretty sure a behemoth scrotum isn't something I'd want hanging over my head for any length of time, Lily. Unless you want to take the place of the Brahmin meat you lost, yeah, I got work for you. It's a pretty dangerous one, too. Yeah, I work the diner. Twisted Mister works the tables. Does that answer your goddamn question, smartass? Anyway, I'm trying a new direction in management. I call it the Minuteman method. Basically, after a few jobs I call you General. Maybe some caps, too. As I was saying. You interested in risking life and limb for some caps and soda? Really? That's great news. I've been too busy running the diner all day to go digging through the city for all these soda fountain pots and supplies. The first thing I'm gonna need is a soda fountain itself. It may or may not have the plumbing attached to it. If it does, try to salvage all of it. I'm not sure where you're gonna find all this shit, but I'll mark the diners and restaurants I know on the map on your do pip hickey thing, boy. Then we can talk about the rest of the pots, supplies, and recipes. Should be more fun than a Brahmin with diarrhea. I got one of those too. Of course. Remember, caffeine is good for the circulation. You can trust me. I'm a Mr. Doctor. So we got a Nuka mixer here if you want to experience your own flavors. Or if you're constipated. Or if you need to degrease an engine. I don't judge. Got any Nuka mix recipes? I'm pretty sure I have them all, but I'll pay top cap for new ones. Solomon said he heard organic was healthier. So he's been putting benzene and turpentine in his Nuka-Cola before drinking it. He swears by it. You heard about that all-new Nuka-Cola and Pinky's diet? Doc Anderson was telling me about it the other day. Supposed to be good for the pancreas. So, feeling a little hungry maybe? I heard there was a fresh vault rat just come down from Sanctuary collecting cans and asking a lot of questions. I'd steer clear of troublemakers. I heard another settlement needs a Minuteman's help. What do you think of that? Yeah, it is. In more ways than one. I don't have to worry about a steady supply of sealed bottles now. One way or another, the supply of bottles in the area is going to dry up eventually, which just leaves me high and dry with no stock. But if nobody's touched what's at the factory, and the invoices are right, that's enough soda for years and years. It is, but not as much as you'd think. We ain't trying to feed a stadium during playoffs no more. But the sips who filled the order were. There's a lot fewer of us now, and I got a good handle on how many bottles I need a week to keep this place running. Trust me, Lil. There's enough to keep this place running for the rest of our lives.
Glad you could make it out here. We weren't sure if you get the message in time. And it's a long haul to get out here.
You got here just in time. We're about to get started. Well, right now, all we can do is hope while you and the sheriff keep working. Of course, Bob. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to work here. I'll see you for dinner. Oh, hey. That's great news. I'll have to make a special batch of sauce to use them in. You having luck getting them to grow on the same vine yet? May think lunch good. I remember you telling me about it last time. You sent Vault 81 a cryostock without a queen, you might as well send them air. Sounds like you need some dinner in a Nuka Dock. Here you go. Yeah, sure. I mean, I get one of them suits, right? T-53? Nah, can't say I have. I don't know power armor. I just know I'd be a bull in a china shop in one of those. Never been in one, never will be. My windows ain't survived 200 years of shit, bullets, and radiation just to be knocked out by my dumbass in an overgrown tin can. That doesn't sound like the sheriff I know. The what now? I'm sorry. Yeah. It's Lily again. I got to thinking about it when I was cleaning up the diner tonight. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, Bob. Something where I don't have to think about anything. Whoa, slow down there. I ain't never heard you curse. First thing you need is a glass of your own mead. You ready for another good idea? Here's some dinner, on the house tonight. Get some of that in you. I'll see you in the greenhouse later? Do me a favor. You meet anyone from the railroad, you put 2 bullets in the head. They're not doing us any goddamn favor saving cents. So Aunt Codman came in here one day, telling me to increase prices to make the joint more exclusive. Threw the bat out on her ass. Won't see her in here anymore. So you think Dr. M would ever be interested in a guy like me? I'm even thinking of showering to impress her. You want rumors? Go talk to my ex. Leaving the cap off the toothpaste all the time. Probably a goddamn scent. You see that glass? Quantum was set to launch the day the bombs dropped. I bet there's still swimming pools of it stockpiled at the Nuka factory. Someone told me there were live nude ghoul shows down by Goodneighbor. Not that I would know anything about that. Yeah, rumor has it some asshole keeps asking me too many goddamn questions. I don't know what's more dangerous. McDonough wearing a tan suit? Or he might be a hostile synth operative. At least he's not chewing gum, huh? So I heard something from Polly, who heard something from Myrna, who heard something from Carla the other day. Carla was coming down from Sanctuary, and she usually steers clear of Concord. What with the Raiders and shit. I guess she saw something down in Concord with those binoculars of hers that made her take a second look and go into town. From what I hear, the place was basically a slaughterhouse. Every last one of them Raiders was dead in the street, full of holes or cut to pieces. Yeah! Polly said Carla saw a dead Deathclaw there. You heard it too, huh? Haha, forget it, Lily. You'd sooner get a mutant hound to loosen its jaws. Anyway, Carla said some folks had moved into Sanctuary way up north by the Red Rocket after that. Said they were a real weird crew. Some guy who looked like he wanted to die, his whole hoppy bitch of a wife, and some old bat that kept feeding Quaaludes to so she'd shut up. Carla told her there was another guy up there who kept asking if she or anyone else he happened to see if they wanted to be leader of the Minutemen. Imagine the desperation. Oh, don't get me wrong, Bob. I agree with you. Diamond City would be filled with soup mutants if it wasn't for the Minutemen. I'm really hoping this guy was just a nutcase and isn't the last remaining one after Quincy or something. But things are pretty bad out there right now, and nobody's heard a peep, which makes me think he's either telling the truth or there's nobody left. Then you got folks like Lily and her friend here, going around and poking at raider hives and killing them wholesale. They get kind of upset too. Oh yeah? How many of you ice in just the last 2 days then? Give me a number. But that's exactly my point. Raiders may deserve what they get, but a desperate one that's just had his whole clan aired out is even worse. Not like I have a problem with it either. I wouldn't stop you from doing you, Lil. You wouldn't be the same. I'm talking the syrup concentrate. Invoices show what I have on hand is just the tip of the iceberg that was intended for this place. They expected a run on soda here for the playoffs and the World Series. So the suits at corporate order an increase in volume be sent over here. Then of course, well, war. But the point is, there's a stockpile, literally marked for this diner sitting at the Nuka World bottling plant. The invoice was pretty clear, but the caravans say Raiders moved into Nuka World a while back. That's all I know is out there other than the syrup. Just assume this is dangerous as fuck to get to, and heavy as fuck to carry. And you should be fine. Fountain. Soda fountain. Well, it's looking pretty good, I think. I'm trying to get a handle on what parts I have and still need. Problem is, all the folks who knew how it worked are long dead. So I'm teaching myself as I go along, which makes it slow. You make a decision yet about taking over responsibility for that shit shack of a greenhouse across from Cronin's place down on the field, Bob? Hey, it isn't my favorite doctor customer. Hi, Bob. You just in time for some hot lunch. Yeah, they're so far east of here, they might as well be in another country. I'm sure she's doing what she can. She knows they're good people. Yeah, I gathered that with the monthly trim down you and Mendel do. Isn't that a good thing, though? Sounds like the personality comes packaged with the skill to me. Twisted Mister's an idiot. You don't have to be smart to clean tables. Hell, that happens to me every 2 or 3 minutes. But I'm not a super genius like you. What'd you see? Hey, Bob. What can I do for you? Hey, Bob. How'd what go today? Those things get pretty pissed when you rip the roof off their house and steal their food. Can't blame 'em. I suppose I get a little irritated at that, too. Can't say I did. You've got the glass roof panels, not me. I heard about it, though. Was it as big as they said? Here's your plate, Bob. Yeah, I heard they were spouting the usual "we come in peace" bullshit through a loudspeaker. Wonder what they really want. Evening, Bob. Not a problem. I love the way that hive smells anyway. What's on your mind? That's my scientist. I was thinking it's been a while since I was last out of the city. I could really use a vacation. Or some time off. Oh. Why didn't you just say that the first time? Or the second time? I heard the Minutemen SOP is to find some sucker, name him General, and make him do all the work while they relax back at home. How about that? I like the Minutemen style. Make one asshole do all the work for a joke title, sit back, and reap the rewards. Must have found a huge sucker this time. How much skin you think Nick has left under that trench coat? Just how functional did they make him? These are the things I wonder about. I heard Nuka World was overrun by raiders. Whole town probably smells like reheated rotten Brahmin ass now. Pissing in the streets'll do that. You read Piper's newspaper yet? That girl is onto something. McDonough doesn't give a rat's ass about the kidnappings. He probably is one of them. You believe they found a hole in the wall covered with a bookshelf a while back? We almost voted to plug it with McDonough's fat carcass. Insider tip. Irradiated blood plus Nuka-Cola Quantum cures cancer. You should try it. Best one uses an enema. I read it on a terminal once. Upper stands. Best place to look down on Diamond City. Also the first to get rained on. Fuck those stuck-up pricks. Stay here where it's warm and dry. I heard if you mix Vim and Nuka-Cola, it will open up a tear in the fabric of space and suck the universe into it like a napkin into a vacuum cleaner. Sure. What's up? Sure thing. Plenty to do. But we'll start with the most basic issue, and that's supply. The good news is I've got soda to last a few years. The bad news is nobody is making any more, anywhere. So not only do I need to bump stock, but I need to find ways to make it new. I found a few bags of concentrated soda fountain syrup when I opened the place. But it seems the bombs fell before the fountain itself was delivered. I got the syrup, running water, and electricity, but nothing else. I need someone to go find me a goddamn soda fountain, piping, and the CO2. Talk about mixed feelings. This place was broadcasting its own stupid Nuka World commercial like the one you can still hear on the radio. What a fucking nightmare that was. So after I found out where this place stored all the original jukebox tracks, me and Lily hijacked the transmitter and put a stop to that shit real quick. Now we got our own jazz tracks playing on the airwaves. Check it out on that arm boy Pip whatchamacallit doohickey thing you got there. Well, I might be down a Brahmin thanks to you. But that doesn't stop me needing some raw fuel for the soda fountain above what was in stock. Thanks to you, I got enough CO2 to last me a few months. But that isn't much help without more raw syrup over what I already have on hand. So here's the deal. A scabber found some tanks of CO2 behind Beantown Brewery for me, and he took Lily's Brahmin over there to haul him back. But he's a scabber, not a courier. So the guy wouldn't bring him back. So I gotta hire a second set of limbs to schlep him back here. So now I got a vulnerable Brahmin grazing by itself beyond Beantown, some caps, and I'm looking at a second set of limbs. What do you say? Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Got a few invoices telling me where more of the syrup is, but it's way over in Nuka World, surrounded by assholes with tiny dicks and big guns. So it makes sense to actually get the machine up and running, and able to use the stock I got on hand before paying someone to get more. If you're delusional enough to think that you can turn caps on radioactive concentrated sugar water, I'd like to see your other accomplishments. Let me see here. Gonna add up this haul real quick if you don't mind. Stick around, you made a lot of money today, my friend. Per case. Math and shit. I hate thinking. God damn. There's enough soda here to keep the Dyna stock for the rest of my life, easily. Classic, Quantum, Quartz, and Victory. All of them. They're here for the railroad and the Institute? Well, I mean, can't they help us then, maybe? Ouch. I only heard of that place from the merchants. But I see what you mean. Best to keep your head down and not get it chopped off.
Thanks for bringing Lily back to us. Stop by later. I've got some nice soda with your name on it. Seeing as how I gave all my caps to you.
Hey, Bob. Usual? What's up, Bob? Good afternoon, Doctor. Hey, Bob. How you doing?
I hope they can get the water decontaminated fast. I'm really busy right now, as you can imagine. I'll have time once we get this problem fixed.
Afternoon, Bob. Here for some lunch, I assume? You're in luck, then. I just pulled it off the stove. It's nice and hot. I gotta admit, that Vault-Tec water purifier 81's engineer set up for you is just plain amazing. Be up a stance and keep that plutonium-laced third arm growing swill the Kowalski kid is pushing. This Vault-Tec water ain't just for your rads. It doesn't smell or taste like shit either. And you can't put a price on that. Oh, nothing like that. I meant, can you go take your own gear down there and measure the temp? See if it's still working? Polly swears it's still good. But you know, Folks have gotten sick off her stuff before. Yeah, that works for me. I'll be in the greenhouse for a little night. You can let me know if you found anything suspicious. Yeah, the rubber seals are pretty degraded, but Myrna helped me find a few. Abbott also had a few parts that came in handy. He wasn't happy about it, that's for sure. But you know, the thing's working now, and Abbott'll get over it. Let me pour you a fresh victory, huh? Sure thing, Bob. Enjoy. You seem to be doing a pretty good job of it so far. Here, have your dessert first. It'll make you feel better. Hey, Bob. I got a nice cold victory right here for you. On the house. Oh no. What happened? Huh? Still jealous after you made him that wreath, huh? I'm telling you. You need to wipe that thing's memory. 200 years of memories is risky. He's got his own personality now. I've seen ones that old actually refuse orders before. I don't know about you, but that scares the shit out of me. Hey! Shut it before I use your gaskets on my soda fountain. There's plenty of other overgrown squid bots that love to be fixed up and work here. Tell me about it. Anyway, I got customers. I'll see you for dinner, Bob. Hey, Bob. How'd work go today? You ain't gotta convince me none. A few stings is well worth it for that washing machine, shower, clean water, and all the rest of it down here. Here. This one's on the house, Bob. A toast to those goddamn little yellow bastards that make liquid gold. Evening, Bob. What's the word? No kidding, huh? They must mean serious business to haul that all the way up here. Let's hope they kill each other. If they stick around, next thing you know, they'll march up in here and demand you turn over your water purifier. Wait, what? Loose lips, Bob. You enjoy your dinner. I gotta work the counter. I'll see you tonight. As you know, I've been wanting to go to Nuka World for a while now. But word is it's been overrun by raiders. No, I'm not suicidal. I was thinking, maybe you want to head over to Good Neighbor, catch one of Magnolia's shows with me. Maybe. We stay a couple days. Maybe check out that memory place I was telling you about. They got a hotel there we could stay at. Angel of Death, huh? No kidding. I gotta admit, that's a cool nickname. It also fits the sheriff to a T. They got it painted with that brownstone camo of theirs? Oh. Oh boy. Well, 2 beds in the hotel room, of course.
Hancock, my man. Hey, Nick. Hey, Piper. Is that a gunner?